This is Tarron with Twist Mesquite Performance Horses. We are on a mission to create a world-class 2-year-old program that specializes in the Ren cow horse. Today we are doing a video with Whiz. This is her 15th week in our program. We're going to overview what we've been working on, how we've been progressing her this week. Over the last couple weeks, we've had her outside getting her ready for her next career. I guess the next transition of her career, which is going to be to meet the owner's goals with this horse, is to have this horse be able to go outside, be able to trail ride on this horse, and be able to eventually overnight camp and a bunch of cool stuff like that. So this week, the first part of the week, we rode her outside a bunch, and I guess it would have been yesterday. Kind of changed it up a little bit, where we did some arena work and then came outside. So the idea is, eventually you can get a horse pretty quiet riding outside. If you spend a lot of time out in the pasture, just working on them, and it just takes time. It takes a lot of miles, a lot of time for that to occur, especially on a horse that is a little bit more on the reactive side. And so I was kind of changing it. I changed it up a little bit to where I'll work her in the arena. So, and we did that again today as well. But, do our loping exercise in the arena, do some softening exercises, just do some things in that arena, in that controlled environment, where we can let this horse kind of figure out, kind of burn some of that extra energy, kind of figure out that, she doesn't necessarily just want to be high-stepping around here, trotting around, trying to go somewhere, to where I wanted it to be, just like where she's just sitting here pretty quiet, pretty relaxed. I want it to be where outside is the reward. And so, we may work a bit in the arena, work on some things, do some things in there, and then take her outside at the end of the ride, to where when she gets to come outside, she can just relax and calm down and just enjoy it, rather than being on high alert, wondering what's in the bushes, wondering what's over here and there. And it's a small difference, a small change, but I think with this young of a horse, I think it'll make a difference. Especially if you're in a place to where, or anybody watching, or and even the owner, if they don't have a week straight of time to be able to go ride outside, this will I think it'll kind of help that situation, to where she starts to look forward to being outside. She starts to realize that's the time that she can relax, calm down, and just enjoy herself. So, we use that same principle when loading a horse in the trailer. We make the wrong thing difficult and the right thing easy, which in that case, we make them work outside of the trailer, and then we let them rest inside the trailer. And what happens at that point is, that horse starts to crave loading in the trailer. The same thing happens when you have somebody using their horses on the ranch all day long, and they've had that horse. They start, maybe the first few times it's hard to load in the trailer, but after that horse figures out every time he unloads, it's going to be a big day, it's going to be a long day. And every time that horse gets a chance to get back in that trailer, he's craving it. He jumps in there, he's quiet, he's calm, he's not fighting with the other horses, he just wants to sit there and relax. So it's the same principle. It's the same principle we're going to use on her going forward. And Cinco, not as much, but the same principle could apply to her as well if we needed to use that. So it's just a little bit of a difference. The same. We're going to use the same exercise, be doing the same things. It's just kind of changing the order a little bit in order to get in this horse's head a little bit more. That way we can we can get to making progress and achieving what we're wanting to achieve. So, now that I'm out here, I do kind of want to, as I said, we worked in the arena a little bit. Now yesterday, it was a longer point of time that we were in the arena. Today, it was less so, and the reason was, today we were loping around on her, and she decided to start idling back on her own rather than just kind of running around there using up a bunch of energy. She decided that she wanted to kind of slow down, use her mind a little bit more, and so we were able to just work in there a little while. I wanted to quit her. What I wanted to do was work her in there, work that exercise. So it's called the clover leaf exercise is what we were doing, what we were working on. But, it helps us work on our steering, but it helps this horse learn to rate back and start taking control of her own, or continue taking control of her own feet, and realize that she would rather lope slower than faster. So if I had, say I could do the same thing if I had a big old plowed dirt field, that would be awesome for this horse, because we could just lope around in that big old huge dirt field and do the same, get the same result while we're outside. But if you have a smaller place to be able to ride around outside, or say the ground's not as good, you don't want to spend a whole lot of time just loping around, especially if a horse isn't just going to lope slow, correct, and let you guide him around. You don't want to get in a bind or get that horse hurt, or run a chance of stepping into a hole or anything like that. So we'll work on kind of a lot of those loping exercises in the arena, bring her out here, do some more trotting and steering, things like that outside. And then as she gets to where she'll rate herself back a lot more at that lope, then we can start doing it more out here. And she'll do it a little bit, and we'll do a little bit of that today. But just if we were going to spend a lot of time at that lope, I want to make sure that she's kind of rating back on her own out, in the arena, or you have a big open space that's pretty good ground, in order to kind of get that horse better from that point. So this horse will stop. She'll stop. She'll come back to us at any time. But her mind is running pretty fast, and so it's reactive. So when I do pick up on these reins, I want it to be more smooth, soft, and calm. When I ask her to come back down to this bend right here, or I stop her, or any of that stuff, I want it to be more calm and smooth. So that's what we're working on. That's where we're working on getting her to where that's what she's doing. As if it's, she does what you ask, but it's erratic or it's reactive. You ask her to stop, and she just, you ask her to stop, and she drags her butt, but it's so quick and fast that, she potentially gets something hurt. That's not a good thing. So we want it to be, I do like the effort she puts in, but at the same time, we do need it to be more smooth and correct to keep her. She puts so much effort in that it wouldn't be hard for her to hurt herself if you were riding in unideal conditions. And all of that's just going to help, what we're doing. It just progresses. That's where we're taking her. But all of that stuff just gets better as she matures. Gets exposed to a lot more of this stuff, or we can help her calm down too, and help her know that it's okay to do things slower, more correct, and smooth. The weather's a little better today. Wind's not blowing as much. Makes for a better ride. But I like how she has slowed her trot down. She's not just high stepping around. You know, she'll respect the boundaries that you ask her to keep, that you reinforce. She'll respect them. But it's just that we're helping that mind mature and helping her mature to where, okay, she doesn't just do it, you know, step over, not just stay within the bounds that we were asking her to stay in, but then she does it calmly and in a good thinking frame of mind. You know, we want her to be able to do the different things we ask her to do, but we'd like her mind to be intact when she's doing it, rather than just reacting over here and jumping over there. And you know, some of that stuff's cool for the videos, or you know, if you're going and, you know, trying to get a horse sold, you know, some of those big moves are cool, but you know, for the longevity of these horses, we want, you know, it's good that they can do those things, that they have that athletic ability. Just like this horse, she has a lot of ability, a lot of talent, but we need to train her mind where she knows how to use that stuff, be able to gauge, you know, and bring that talent and engage it in a way that is useful, where we don't just you know, have to give her whole life every time she does anything. You know, we want her to be able to just be able to use that energy and kind of gauge it up and down as we need it, rather than just 100% all the time. You know, that's going to help her stay mentally more sound. She's going to have a lot better life if we can help her work through that, figure that out. So now I'm just kind of walking around, trotting her around, letting her realize that she doesn't have to, you know, get concerned, worried when she's outside right here. We're gonna, as she gets more mature and matures up, we can do some more physically demanding things outside. But right now our goal is to where this is just a comfortable place for her to be. She realizes she can relax out here. She doesn't have to be on edge. That'll be our building block. That'll be our foundation, where we can go and do a bunch of this other stuff that we're wanting to do with her. But the basis is, you know, when you're outside, it's safe, it's okay, it's a good place to be, there's new things to see, it's exciting. rather than being fearful or worried every time she goes outside. You know, our older gelding that we have for sale right now, you know, he's spent so much time outside his early years getting used all the time. You take him outside and he's comfortable with it. He's at home, you know, and it's just as much time as we spent. You know, you realize that he just saw so much stuff, and it was just me and him, and the stuff we did just out there, just going out there and going to work. You know, it helped him mature, and it really did help him become that mentality that I'm talking about. So we're building that. We're doing that same thing with these young horses, to where they can trust us. You know, they realize they can trust us. I can ask them. They can do what I'm asking them to do. Give them reward when they do the right thing, and let them know that we're their safe place. You know, we're their herd, for lack of a better word. There, we are. They can trust us, and when they do what we ask them, and they do it well, they get a reward. And you know, eventually we'll go and tie them up and get them a drink of water, feed them, you know, and they're in a safe place. So we want them to feel like that, not just when we're in there with a bunch of feed, but when we're riding them, when we're loading them, when we're hauling them somewhere. All those, every scenario we put them in, we want them to feel that way, that they're safe, that it's okay. And so, you know, we go through a lot of groundwork, we do a lot of stuff with these horses, but it's all with that same mentality that, you know, you can get exposed and you can do these different things and be around all this different stuff that we're going to do with you, but that it's all right, and all this stuff is not going to hurt you. You can just trust us and go along with it. So her stop, that was a good stop. Back up right there. We've been working on helping her stay straight when she was backing up. So it's a pretty straight back up right there. She's pretty soft in my hands. With her, a lot this week is just been in a, you know, her and a bunch of these horses this week, a lot of it's not so much learning new exercises or doing new things, but it's kind of getting into their mind and helping them accept what is going on right now. And so that's been a lot of what we're working on this week. A lot of the things we're doing with a lot of the horses, they just ended up just needing some of that same stuff at the same time. So anyway, that's what we're working on with her. I think that's a pretty good place to end the video. It's a good review with Whiz. She's progressed. Overall, she's progressed well. You know, I think as I said, kind of changing up the order of things, what we're kind of working on, and when we're working on, and when we work on it, and allowing out here being the place that she rests is, I think it's going to help her mind a lot more. And I already see improvement on her just after doing it for the last 2 days. So that'll be our video for today. We appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.